Alright, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I honestly believe are the top 5 tips for beginner guitarists. Alright, these are things that I wish I'd gotten to grasp with early on in learning, and I genuinely believe it will help you guys improve your guitar playing almost instantaneously. Once you learn how to use these 5 tips, I promise you your guitar playing will improve. Alright, starting off at number 1, we have scales. Alright, so learning your scales is super important. Alright, you can have fun with them, you can learn how to solo with them, and also I personally use them for when I'm learning songs by ear. If I can play it on the scale and know which key that song's in, alright, I'll explain that to you in a second. So what I'll do is I will teach you a G pentatonic scale. Alright, it's your most basic scale, it's super easy, alright, and you can learn up from there and move on. Okay, so what you want to do is take your first finger and place it onto the 3rd fret of your 6th string. Okay, so that's your G bass note, and then it's 6th on the 6th fret, 6th string on the 6th fret, so 3, 6, now moving down 1 string to your 5th string, it's 3, 5, down again, 3, 5, down again, 3, 5, then on your 2nd it's 3, 6, on your 1st, 3, 6, so 3, 6, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 6. Now that is your G pentatonic scale. Very simple, alright? If you move it up to your 5th fret, that becomes your A. If you move it up to your 7th, it's your B, etc, so on. So when you're listening to tracks, try and figure out where the scale fits. You will pick up on it, you'll hear it. If you're not playing in the same scale, it will sound horrible. But once you get that, you can start adding your own little solos and your own little bit of fun over the top of it. It's great fun and something to learn. I personally use pentatonic scales to do finger warm-ups before I start playing guitar. So like I'll use just my 1st and 2nd finger. Then my 1st and 3rd. Then my 1st and my 4th. And just practice that up and down, and that warms your fingers up, stops you getting cramp and everything like that. So that is pentatonic scales, alright? That's number 5. Now moving on to number 4, alright, the dreaded bar chords, alright? For all you beginners out there, I know myself, when it came to bar chords, I was just chinning them off. I was just like, absolutely not. I could barely get a D chord, you know. Why am I going to start putting my fingers in all these horrible positions, alright? But trust me, do not avoid them, because you're going to need them at some point throughout your guitar playing career. And the sooner you get them smashed out, honestly, life becomes a hell of a lot easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with G, and I'm going to teach you a G bar chord. Alright, now this bar chord can be used all over the guitar to give you different notes, and it's pretty simple once you get the grasp of it. So take your 1st finger and place it onto the 3rd fret. Alright, and what you need to do is bar. Alright, so what I mean by that is you've got to press down on every single string with this finger. And trust me, to begin with, it sucks, alright? It's uncomfortable, it's painful, it's not ideal, alright? But practice it. Don't obviously hurt yourselves, you know, don't sit there and press down until you bleed. But practice it, alright? Until you get the nice clean sound all the way down. Alright, so once you've got that up, what you want to do is take your 3rd and 4th fingers and place them onto the 5th fret on your 4th and 5th strings. Alright, like so. Then your 2nd finger comes onto the 4th fret of your 3rd string. Okay, like so. That's the shape you want. Okay? Now that is a G bar chord. Alright, like I said before, if you move that up to the 5th, it's an A, a B, C, etc. You can use that all over the guitar. If you want to move down, alright, you can move all your fingers down 1 string. Practice that, practice your bar chords, practice that. That is a basic bar chord, alright? Once you get that down, then you can start looking into more complex bar chords. But once you get that, basically everything else will start falling into place, alright? It's all about learning to bar with that 1st finger, getting a nice clean sound from every one of your strings while you're doing that, alright? And that there is bar chords, alright? Don't chin them off, trust me, get into it, practice it, and I promise your guitar playing will improve massively, alright? Okay, now moving on to number 3, we have Hammerons and Pulloffs. Okay, this isn't as easy to show on an acoustic guitar, alright, but if you have an electric and you plug it in and stick some gain on, once you've got Hammerons and Pulloffs, it sounds epic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a very, very basic hammer and pull off. All right, you'll be literally playing this in about 10 seconds. So what I want you to do is take your first finger, place it onto the 3rd fret of your 1st string. Okay, now what I want you to do is play that note and take your 3rd finger and hit down onto the 5th. So you're getting that kind of sound. That's what you want. That is a hammer-on. And now, to do a pull-off, it's the opposite. But what you want to do is have your 3rd finger on the 5th and your 1st finger on the 3rd, and hold them both down. Using that 3rd finger, literally pull downward on the string. Pluck it off like that, so you get that sound. Takes a bit of practice, and then you combine the two together. That's Hammerons and Pulloffs in its most basic form. Once you get a bit more into it, you can start adding your other hand, your strumming hand, and finger tapping and all that kind of fun stuff, alright? But just focus on that. You want a nice clear sound without having to use your strumming hand, alright? A lot of solos use it, and once you get up to speed with that, you can start doing some crazy stuff with it. Honestly, you can play a lot faster than you can physically strum, which is great. But honestly, if you have an electric, stick some gain on and just practice that, and it sounds epic. Alright, so that was number 3, that's Hammerons and Pulloffs. Moving on to number 2 is Pam muting and muting strings. Alright, so for example, if I was to play something like this. Alright, you're probably sitting there thinking, how is he getting that? So I can see him strumming, but he's getting this kind of muty noise, alright? I'm not doing anything up here. All I'm doing is I'm playing the chord, but I'm not pushing down on the strings, alright? I've just got my fingers resting on them. Alright, so this here is that same bar chord shape I showed you before, alright, but it's now on the 4th fret on your 5th, from your 5th down. And just practice that, even if you just take your hand, just practice getting that sound, and then add that to your bar chords. Lift, push, and eventually you can learn to do things like. Alright, so moving past that, we have palm muting. Alright, now what palm muting is you use this side part of your palm here and just rest it slightly on the strings down at this end of the guitar while you're strumming hand. You'll get that sound. Okay, now that's palm muting, and you can use that for so many different things. For example, Inspector Gadget. Alright, there's so many things you can do with that. You can combine the two of them together. Have a lot of fun with it, alright? Add those two things together and you can come up with some really, really interesting sounding things that make you sound so much better than you really are, and it'll help you learn how to use your hand and manipulate the strings as you're playing. Alright, so that was palm muting and muting of strings. Alright, now number 1, what I believe is the most important, alright, the most important piece of advice I could give anybody just starting out on guitar, or if you're in your first couple of months, is practice and persevere. Alright, honestly, I cannot stress this enough. When you're sitting playing, you will hit the wall, I call it. Alright, so I call it the wall, and what that happens is you've been practicing and playing and nothing seems to be improving, okay? You still can't get these chord shapes right, you're still getting that kind of muty sound, you're not being able to change your chords correctly, and you're like, I'm spending hours doing this, alright? Trust me, you will overcome the wall, alright? You will overcome it with a little bit of practice and perseverance, alright? So practice the different things I've showed you in this video. Practice what you've already been learning, your chord shapes and everything like that, and don't give up. Do not for any reason stick your guitar in the corner and forget about it and let it gather dust, right? Because honestly, you'll never improve that way. Alright, keep going, and I promise, once you get over that wall, with a little bit of practice and perseverance, your learning curve will go like this so quickly, and you will be learning faster than you have ever done before. All of a sudden, things start to click into place. Your chords will start coming together. You'll start getting a clear sound. You're starting to do your chord changes quicker, and things start working. You're practicing and you persevere. Alright, don't let obstacles get in your way. All right, work through it. If you're trying to play a song, instead of trying to play it at full speed, slow it down to half speed, or play on every first beat. All right, play on every first and second beat, then play on every first, second, and third, and work up to it from there. All right, practice and persevere. That is the most important piece of advice I can give you. You're never going to get any better if your guitar is sat in the corner. All right, so spend 20 minutes to half an hour a day just going over the same things over and over and over again. Persevere with it, and I promise you, your scales will start making sense. Your bar chords will start coming in. All of a sudden you're doing that. You're doing hammerons and pull-offs. You're Pam Ewing. Right? You're muting the strings. Honestly, you will start feeling like this, and you're going to feel like a god. I promise you, you will feel epic. Especially when you start showing your friends, you're just like, I've learned this song, and you're playing away, and everyone's like, oh my god, you're fucking amazing. It's great. It's the most amazing feeling in the world. So practice and persevere. A little bit of perseverance will get you past it. All right, you just have to be strong enough and want it enough. All right, the first couple of months are always the hardest. Any guitarist will tell you this. All right, we've all been there. We've all hit that wall, and we've all gotten over it. All right, now I'm just passing this knowledge on to you guys, so that you guys can learn and hopefully improve your guitar playing and move on together as a family, alright? But anyway, that was my top 5 tips for beginner guitarists that I wish I had known when I first started out, alright? So I do hope this video was helpful for you guys, and if it was, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button for more content. I do tutorials and covers and all sorts of magnificent stuff. Also, go onto my channel and make sure you ring that little bell for notifications as well, so you guys can see when I'm uploading. Alright, well anyway, it's been a pleasure. I love you all so very, very much. Thank you for sticking with the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.